Hey guys, thank you for attending our AEC curriculum night via virtual. I'm going to walk through these slides with you, talking over them. Write down any questions that you have, email me at the end, and then starting Thursday, I will check in with each of you and make sure you don't have any questions. All right. Arrival. The doors open at 7:15. The bell tells you that you're tardy at 7:45. I do recommend you not dropping them off at 7:43. That just gets their day in a rush. They walk in, they unpack, they wash their hands, they can do some different activities. If they're late all the time, I think they start kind of getting in a panic. So if you can get them there by 7:37, I think you're rocking and rolling. Dismissal begins at 2:35. Car riders must be picked up by 2:45. For the checkout procedure, you're going to arrive in the office with your picture ID. Miss Mary will call for your child to come from my classroom to meet you in the office. Just try to check out before 2 o'clock so that dismissal doesn't get disrupted. Your kid's name is on a list in the afternoon of how they're getting home, and that messes things up if it's too late in the day. All right, we got lots of ways to communicate. I've got an email address that you are welcome to email me at any time. I check it lots of times during the day. We've got our Instagram page, Williams Wonder News 2021, that I highly recommend you joining to just see pictures and snippets of your child. You can call the office if you need to talk to me. I give you my personal cell phone. I've kind of only been burned once. I don't mind receiving a text at home or at school. Just know that I'll get back to you when I can. Teacher newsletter, you will get that every Monday in that blue folder. PTO sends home a newsletter, and then there's information from the office that you'll also receive on Mondays. In that yellow folder that you'll see every night, there may be things from day to day that you'll see. As far as dress, we've not had any issues. I do recommend you sending in a change of clothes for them to keep in their cubby. And that can be from a mud puddle at recess or a paint spill. Any reason that you would maybe for them to change their clothes and you wouldn't have to leave work to do that. We have some things at school, but I think it's always nice to have your own things ready. Closed-toed shoes for PE. And then if you'll label all those coats, jackets, sweaters, water bottles, all those things, if I see it in the lost and found, I can grab it. If there's not a name on it, I might have to argue with someone if it's your child's or not. Take-home folders. We talked about this a minute ago. Monday folders are going to be sent home on Monday. They're going to have, it's not actually graded work since we do a checklist, but it will show you progress of math and your spelling of the week. Also, like this week, there was the art project of last week in there. It'll just have your graded papers along with your newsletter. In the yellow folder, those are going to just be daily things that I may get from the office. If there's anything unfinished in there, you can work on that at home. And that also has the behavior calendar, which you'll be able to see. A stamp of any sort means they had an awesome day. If there is a number instead of a stamp, that means that they broke a rule. If for the first offense, I will always email you and let you know. To be honest with you, haven't been able to say this in a while, but no one has signed their calendar all year. We are rocking and rolling. Meals. Breakfast is served as soon as they get to school. They can go by the cafeteria, grab a bag or a plate, and they bring it to the room to eat. A couple of our kiddos have done that. The easiest way to put money in their account is My School Bucks. If you don't have an account, I highly recommend it. They will notify you if the balance is low, and you can link your debit card or credit card that way. Snack. We're doing pretty good with snack. A lot of Real Sweet Moms have sent in a few extras for those that have occasionally forgot. But I say give this job to your kiddo. Like, make sure you have a snack ready for every day. Healthy snacks are, of course, encouraged. As far as cookies or something, I may ask them to go to their lunchbox and get something else out instead of having a cookie. Snacks, just make sure it's something that they can eat easily, because it is a working snack and I'm working with kids at the time that they can't come interrupt me to ask me to open their snack. Transportation. Send any transportation changes in writing to me, or you can call the office before 2 o'clock. If you send an email at the end of the day, it's sometimes I don't get to check it for whatever reason. My last break is from 12:15 to 1, and then after that I'm not definitely checking email. Like I said, your child's name is on a list, and that's how we know where they get home or how they get home. If they're not where they're supposed to be, we're on the walkie looking for them. So it's really important that we know where they're supposed to be at the beginning of the day so we can change anything on our document. All right, here is our schedule for you to look at, for you to keep, just so you know what we do. In the morning, like I said, from 7:15 to 7:45, they're checking in. I'm getting lunch count, seeing what they want for lunch. And then they are able to do some activities in the morning. I try to do fun activities because I want them to want to come. I don't want them to think, as soon as we get there, there's going to be a math worksheet. Absolutely not. We have morning tubs, Legos. Everyone is playing with those. And then they're going into quarantine. And then we're getting them out a few more days later. Same thing with the iPads. We're just switching up what we're doing. We have a morning meeting in the morning, and then we do a spiral review, which just means us thinking and talking about the things that we've learned lately and just building on that. We have phonics, where it's a whole group thing. Every Monday there's a sound monster where I go over the new skill of the week, the new sound, and we do a really fun activity every day with those. Daily 5 in small group is going to be the time where I'm pulling kids for their individual needs in reading and phonics, and the other kids are working on those phonics skills at individual centers. We have PE at 9:40 to 10. We come back for writer's workshop and grammar. Our lunch is at 1. It's not. It's at 11:20. It's really hard to read this when I should have my glasses on. Our math is after lunch. We do a review in math. I do a whole group lesson. Then they do their specials, and when I come back, I start meeting with math groups, either an individual or a group, as far as what they need help with, and sometimes it's things that they need a challenge with. We go to recess after math small groups, come in for our closing circle, and then we pack up. Here's just a visual of which specials we have which day. These specials this year are coming to us, so I leave the room and they are on a cart. It's just easier, and then there's less traffic in the hallway. Grades. As far as a report card goes, you will get the same thing that you got last year in kindergarten, and it will be that standard base report card, which is a checklist. In October, I will go over all those things with you, which will probably be via Zoom. And you'll be able to see your child's progress, and I'll be able to explain that report card to you the first time. After that, if in the spring or whenever we get our report card, if you want me to sit down and explain that to you again, I am happy to do that. So as far as their graded work coming home, like last week it said math test. It's not actually a test. It's not actually a spelling test because there's not a grade. It's just you seeing how they did when they worked independently. Progress report will go home midway through each 9 weeks, and then like I said, every week you'll be getting communication from me on how your child is doing. Homework. I'm not one to give a lot of homework. I don't think it's your job to teach your child. I think that it is mine. As far as the words go, the sight words go, and the phonics skill of the week, I really give that to you, and then I'll send home books sometimes to read. It's just like daycare. When you drop your kid off at daycare and then you come to get them, to take them home in the afternoon, and they say they walked and you missed it. I don't want you to miss when they start doing some awesome reading this year. So that's the only reason why I send those things home. You got a little green sheet this week that said about the sight words. If you want to practice those, that's awesome. If you start seeing that they're missing them a lot, then yes, it is something that you need to practice. But as far as homework goes, it is just you being able to see their accomplishments and their successes in the classroom. Reading is a big chunk of our day. You may have heard about the phonics dance. We sing that every day, and it just helps us with our sounds. That way, if we get stuck, we can look at that as a visual, but it is a song and dance that we do every day. Phonics is me giving an explicit lesson. I try to make it fun. We do some poetry. We do some flashlight hunts. We do what's in our bag, and they have to guess. Sight words is something that we do every day. They take one word a day, and we learn it, and then we relearn it at my small group table. There's grammar, capital letters, punctuation. That's a lesson every day, as well as a comprehension of them retelling the story is a big thing in first grade. Compliment circles or compliments conferences are something also that I do in small group, and I'll do that in a few weeks where they are told what they're really good at, and so they can build that confidence, and then we go from there. First grade reading is all about me making them love reading. That's why we Flashlight Friday. That's why Piggy and Elephant comes home. That's why we do everything that we do. A new Rito that will come home. It's just for the first couple of months, learn to love to read before you have to do anything that you're not going to like. Math. That's also a whole group thing that we review. I show them, and then I start pulling them 2 at a time, 3 at a time for these rotations. Make sure they understand the skill. I love to know how they think, so I want them right there beside me on the carpet showing me how they got the answers to their problems so that I know that they understand. Science and social studies. You may have heard of Magic Monday. We will actually start that next week. We've had people absent on Mondays, and I'm trying to make everyone be there, especially for the first one because it's pretty cool. But every Monday we do a super cool science experiment, and social studies and science, it's just super fun. Lots of nonfiction, lots of them researching things that are their idea of what they would like to learn about. And Writer's Workshop. They will be given writing goals. I meet with them one-on-one. I help them write. Right now we're writing sentences. Eventually they will write research. They will write paragraphs, a plethora of genres. They'll do lists. They'll do nonfiction. They'll do a brochure. There's a mini lesson. Then they have quiet writing time. During that time, I meet with them for a conference. I help them sound words out. And then once a week, we do shine time, where if someone did a really good job on their picture and it matches their sentences right now, then I'm going to put that on the smartboard and really brag on them. All right, so I went through our day. I am not re-listening to myself because I think if I do, I will do this over. And I think if I did it 10 times, I'm still not going to be happy with my voice and my ums and me getting completely distracted. Thank you for watching. This is my cell phone number. I'm totally happy for you to use it anytime that you need to use it. Also, here is my email. Let's be in contact. But like I said, email me with any questions that you have about our PowerPoint. And starting Thursday, I will call a few parents for the next week, a night, just check in with you, and then we can discuss anything that you want to discuss. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope to see you soon.